You have probably seen someone like this. They are online every day. But their face? Almost never. They may watch stories. They may like posts. They may know exactly what everyone else is doing. But when you look for them, there is almost nothing there. No selfies, no birthday photos, no vacation dumps, no casual mirror picture, no proof that they were there. And at some point you start wondering why. Is it confidence? Is it insecurity? Is it privacy? Is it shame? Or do they simply not want their life to become something other people can inspect? That is what this video is about. By the end of it, you will understand why some people almost never post photos of themselves online. Not with lazy assumptions like they're shy or they're hiding, but through the things people usually do not talk about: privacy, validation, fear of judgment, social comparison, and the difference between protecting yourself and slowly disappearing. Because a photo on social media is not just a photo. It is your face being placed inside a room full of people who can judge you without ever having to know you. The mistake is thinking they all do it for the same reason. Some people are private because they feel secure. Some are private because being seen still hurts. And some simply do not want their face turned into something strangers can inspect. Last week we talked about people who are addicted to fixing things. This is the opposite kind of person, because social media has trained us to treat visibility like proof. If you are happy, show it. If you are in love, post it. If you are successful, announce it. If you are healing, document it. If your life is real, make it visible. But some people never accepted that rule. They do not look at a private moment and think, how can I share this? They think, this belongs to me. And they simply live it. That is not always insecurity. Sometimes it is a boundary. A vacation does not become meaningful because 300 people saw it. A relationship does not become serious because it appeared in a story. A face does not become valuable because it performed well in a feed. Some people understand that. Some moments are meaningful simply because they happened. They understand that the moment you post something, part of your mind leaves the experience and starts managing the audience. You're at dinner, but part of you checks the angle. You're watching the sunset, but part of you wonders whether it is story-worthy. You're with someone you love, but part of you is already imagining how the picture will look to people who were not there. That is the hidden cost. The moment splits. One part of you is living it. The other part is preparing it for consumption. And some people do not want to live like that. They would rather have a private memory than a public version of one. But this is where we have to be honest. Not everyone who stays private is doing it from strength. Sometimes not posting is not peace. Sometimes it is fear wearing the costume of privacy. There is a difference between a boundary and a wall. A boundary protects what is valuable. A wall protects what still feels wounded. From the outside, both look the same. No photos, no updates, no face. But inside, they feel completely different. The person with a boundary thinks, this belongs to me. The person behind a wall thinks, if they see me, they will find out what is wrong with me. That difference matters, because for some people, the camera does not feel neutral. It brings back the classroom, the comment, the nickname, the parent who inspected instead of noticing, the friend who made one joke and never understood why it stayed, the moment someone looked at them and made them feel like being seen was unsafe. So years later, even a normal photo becomes loaded. They open the camera, They look at their own face, and suddenly they are not deciding whether to post a picture. They are deciding whether they can survive being evaluated. That is not vanity, that is social threat, and the body does not always care whether the threat is real or imagined. If visibility once came with shame, the nervous system remembers, so the person avoids the post, and for a moment the relief works. No photo, no comments, no comments, no judgment, no judgment, no shame. But avoidance can be dangerous because it can feel like safety before it becomes a cage. So the real question is not, why don't you post? The real question is, when you imagine being seen, what happens inside you? Do you feel calm and uninterested? Or do you feel exposed? Do you feel like you are choosing privacy? Or do you feel like you are hiding from inspection? Because privacy feels clean, shame feels tense, and only the person living behind the silence knows which one it is. Then comes the part people pretend is shallow. Validation. Not the shallow kind people love to mock, a deeper kind, a nervous system bargain. You post a photo and for a few seconds, the world gets to answer a question you may not even admit you are asking. Did I pass? Did my face pass? Did my life pass? Did this version of me deserve attention? A like can look small, but emotionally, it can feel like confirmation that you are still acceptable, still visible, still socially alive. Goffman had a useful word for this: performance. He argued that social life is full of performances. We adjust ourselves depending on who is watching. You are not exactly the same person in front of your boss, your parents, your friends, and a room full of strangers. Social media did not create that performance, it made it permanent. Now the room never closes, the audience never fully leaves, and the version of you that you uploaded can be judged long after you stop feeling like that person. A bad photo does not feel like a bad photo. It feels like evidence. Evidence that your face did not translate well. Evidence that your life looks smaller than you hoped. Evidence that the private version of you does not match the public version people can inspect. So some people simply refuse the test, not because they are better than everyone else, but because they do not want their identity refreshed by strangers every few hours. They do not want their face to become a scoreboard, and then there is comparison. Leon Festinger called it social comparison. The human mind naturally measures itself against other people. But social media gives you the worst possible material for comparison. Their best angle against your normal face. Their finished achievement against your unfinished life. Their vacation against your Tuesday afternoon. Their relationship announcement against the conversation you're afraid to have. Their edited confidence against the body you woke up in this morning. Even when you know it is curated, your nervous system still reacts. It still asks, why am I behind? Why do I look like this? Why does their life seem easier to display than mine? So for some people, not posting is not an aesthetic choice. It is a refusal to enter a comparison market where everyone controls the lighting except you. But this is not about saying people who post are shallow. That would be too easy. A person can post every day and still be grounded. A person can never post and still be controlled by the audience in their head. The behavior is not the diagnosis, the motive is. The question is not whether your face is online. The question is who controls the terms of your visibility. Do you share because you want to, or because silence makes you feel irrelevant? Do you stay private because your life feels sacred? Or because being seen still feels like punishment? So the mistake is not assuming they are hiding. The mistake is assuming one behavior has one meaning. They are all standing at different distances from the same modern pressure. the pressure to become visible before you feel real. Maybe that is the part we struggle to accept, because visibility is cheap now. A face can be seen by hundreds of people in seconds, but being known still requires time, trust, silence, and someone close enough to notice what a camera cannot. Maybe that is why quiet people make others uncomfortable, because when someone refuses to perform, they expose the performance.